Hello everyone and welcome to February. We made it through January. It seemed like it took forever, but we are here. And today on Merlin's Manor, I'm going to be going over my first plays in the month of January. This is a series that I've been doing where I give my first impressions, thoughts on these games that I played in the previous month. And this month I only played 4 games, but I did play most of them more often than I played other first plays. And so these are going to be a little bit more, less first impressions and more my general idea after having a chance to have played these more often. There is one that I only played one time, but we'll get to that at the end of the list as I start with the one that I played the most, and that is going to be My Island. I played My Island 24 times in the month of January. That is the full campaign of My Island. My wife and I really just enjoyed this game, and so we just kept playing and playing it. It's also a very quick game to play. Each game takes between 20 and 40 minutes to play. And then they recommend that you play 3 in a row because that's a full chapter. You don't have to do that, but we would at least oftentimes in a sitting play, or we always play at least the 3 in a row. Sometimes we even got and played 6 in a row to get through 2 chapters. We really, really enjoyed this game. I'm rating it an 8.5 out of 10. It is the successor to My City, which is another game that we just rushed through and played all the way through because we enjoyed that game as well. Later on, I want to get to compare My City and My Island, do kind of a review and comparison of those 2 games, so be looking out for that video. But until then, let me just give you a quick synopsis of My Island. Basically, you are putting these polyomino shapes onto your board. You're trying to fulfill different criteria throughout the game. It starts out a lot simpler, where you're doing some very simple things to get points, and then it's going to add in a lot of stuff as you go. It's going to get more and more complex and change up the game throughout. And so you are trying to score more points than your opponent each game to be able to claim circles, which are progress, and whoever has the most progress symbols at the end of the campaign is the ultimate winner of the campaign. It's a lot of fun. As I said, there are a lot of things that change up throughout the game, and so it has a different feel. Every chapter that you're playing changes some things up while some things remain the same, so you have a little bit of consistency, but new things that you are focusing on. And some of those things are going to take your focus away from points as much as just fulfilling certain criteria by the end of the chapter, and by the end of the game as well. So really enjoyed this game. I highly recommend it. 8.5 out of 10. The next game on my list of first plays in January is Legacy of You. I played this game 9 times in the month of January, once through the full campaign, which can be from 7 games to 13 games, depending on how many times you win or lose. It's playing to 7 wins or 7 losses. And this is a solo-only game. It has worker placement and resource management, as well as you can get lots of fun combos going on throughout the game. And you also, it feels like deck building, but it's really more deck maxing, as you're trying to get as many cards into your deck as you can, both to get ongoing benefits throughout the game, as well as you are trying to keep as many cards in that deck as possible, because the faster that deck runs out, the faster the floodwaters are going to advance, because every time your deck runs out and you have to reshuffle, you are going to advance the floodwaters once, and you're going to try and stay ahead of those floodwaters by building out this canal. If you get to the far end of the canal and get it all built out, and are able to survive the final barbarian attack, which means 4 barbarians are going to come in, and you have to have at least space for them to come out in without adding up to 7 in the market row there. If you have 7 barbarians at any time in the game, you automatically lose. If the floodwaters ever surpass you during the game, you automatically lose. Or if you run out of cards in your draw deck, you will lose the game. And so you are trying to build out this canal while facing these barbarians who, if you don't attack them and take them out by spending workers and provisions to do that, then they are going to either destroy a card in your deck, or you're going to have to bribe them by paying a resource or a worker to keep them from attacking you that round. And so you're trying to take out the barbarians while at the same time build this canal. You're trying to unlock all these different spots. If you unlock a green building, you're also going to unlock a worker placement spot. You're also trying to unlock new farm areas that are going to give you different ongoing harvest resources each round. You're trying to, as you build out the canal, you're also unlocking different trade abilities. And so you got all these different things going on. It's a lot of fun. You've got these combos going on where if you take out this barbarian, it's going to give you these resources, which you can trade in in to get these resources to then be able to do this action. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. That's why I was originally leaning towards an 8.5 for this game, but the one thing that drew it back for me was after playing through the campaign once, I feel I've experienced all that I need to experience. I've kind of learned how to build the best engine to be able to win the game and each time, and so I've dropped it down to a 7.5 out of 10 just because of the replayability. Ultimately, after a campaign or two, I feel like all that needs to be seen from this game will already have been seen and done, and I'd be ready to move on. And so I've dropped it down a little bit to a 7.5 for that reason. If you want to see my full review on this game, you can check it out at the end of this video or in the description below. But I did really enjoy Legacy of You for a playthrough of the campaign and maybe one more. And so I rated it a 7.5. It is a good game. I just don't feel it has the full legs there to keep being one I'm going to keep coming back to over and over again. The next one on my list here is Marvel Zombies, and this is in the Zombicide series of games. My favorite of the Zombicide up to now has been Black Plague. This one is giving a run for the money here as far as against Black Plague there. I think Black Plague is still the one I like a little bit more than this one. I enjoy Marvel Zombies. It brings a lot of innovation to the Zombicide system, some different things going on. You also can play as either the superheroes going against the zombies, or you can play as the zombies. You're out there trying to devour bystanders and complete tasks as well as the zombie heroes. And so it gives you two different options of how to play this game. And so I enjoy this game. It seems a little bit easier overall than Black Plague. But there's lots of different things going on in this game that I like as well, as far as you've got these power superheroes that you can use to get more dice. As zombies, the hungrier you get, the more dice you're going to be rolling as well. You can each turn search for a zombie trait or a superhero trait to be able to use that as a one-time benefit. It's kind of similar to the way you look for weapons, except for this is one time and you don't have to be in a specific place to do that searching. You also, as you rescue or devour bystanders, are going to get an ongoing ability. That's fun as well, and gives you a reason to go out there and do those. As well as if you're a zombie, you have to devour every now and again somebody, or else you're going to become ravenous, and then you won't be able to do anything except move and devour. And so you want to keep that hunger level down, but at the same time, there's kind of a push and pull there. As the hungrier you are, the more dice you're going to get as well. So you don't really want to constantly be at 0 or 1 hunger, because you want to be able to roll those extra dice to be more effective on your turns. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy Marvel Zombies. Highly recommend it. Played it 7 times in the month of January, and I'm rating it a 9 out of 10, right there with Black Plague, which I also rate a 9 out of 10. And so they are neck and neck, but like I said, I think I still prefer Black Plague slightly over Marvel Zombies. Time will tell as I play more of these games and play some of the harder scenarios. I've only played some of the easy and medium scenarios thus far, although one of the easy scenarios I have seen others say, and I felt this way as well, it was actually more of a medium or hard scenario. It's kind of mislabeled in there, but the rest of them have been really easy, even the medium, just because you can get so many more dice is probably the big thing that makes Marvel Zombies a little bit easier than Black Plague thus far. So that is Marvel Zombies, and the final one that I played for the first time in the month of January is Apiary, a Stonemaier game, and I played this one time at the 3-player count. It is a worker placement game, and we played this game one time, and I'm going to give it a tentative rating right now of 8 out of 10. It may go up a little bit, but I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 so far. And what you're doing is you're placing your workers down in these different areas to take different actions, and the strength of your worker is going to change how powerful that action is. And as you get your workers bumped back to you, you don't have you don't block spaces in this game, but rather if somebody wants to go there, they just bump your worker back, similar to Charterstone in that manner. You're going to go ahead and raise the strength of that bee, and then once you get to strength level 4 of that bee, it's going to be able to take an extra special action when you place it out. And then when it comes back, it's going to go into this hibernate area, which is kind of an area control type thing where you're trying to get the most in these different areas to be able to, at the end of and when that thing fills up, to be able to get the most points out of that. or really at the end of the game, you're going to see who has the most in each one and is going to get the most points there, as well as you get a bonus when that bee goes there. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot going on here. There are different tiles that you're placing down into your hive area, and you are getting benefits as you do that. And as you fill out your whole hive, you get 8 points. If you fill out these extra hive sections that you add to it, you're going to get 8 points every time you fill those out. There are these goals that you, goal tiles that you're trying to collect that you're going to have to use your 4-worker to be able to get those things, and you have to pay a good amount, but then they're going to give you bonus points at the end of the game for getting certain conditions, or one of them even just gives you 9 straight points. And so you're going to be chasing after those as well. It's a very fun game. I enjoy worker placement always, and this is a good kind of twist on worker placement with those workers getting bumped up back and getting extra strength there, as well as you have this also kind of mechanic of do I decide when my worker gets pushed back to immediately put it back into my pool of workers that I can continue to use, or do I let it go to this landing area, this launching pad, or whatever, I can't remember the exact term there, but you put it in this area that it's not going to come back to your immediate active pool, so that you can get into your income phases quicker. So do you want to do more actions before your income, or do you want to rush the income so you can get those things and move into a new round that way? And so I enjoyed it. I want to play it more before I really solidify my feelings about this game. I don't think this is going to quite make my top 2023 games unless I get a few more plays in before then, just because I don't really know where to place this yet. It needs a few more plays to solidify that. And so these are the games that I played for the first time in the month of January. I've really enjoyed all of these games. I can recommend them all. And I'm going to be talking more about some of them later on, as well as I've already, of course, talked about Legacy of You. I've reviewed that fully. You can check that out here. And for the rest of them, be looking forward to some more content around these games. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.